This isn't who you are. This isn't who you are. You weren't born like this, and you certainly won't die like this either. Even if you do die, you won't care because you'll be gone. At best, you'll succeed, and at worst, it won't matter because you won't be around to experience it. But there's something to remember here. There's no luck in this game of life. Sure, luck plays a role in some things, but it's only after you've put in the work and positioned yourself in such a way that luck has a chance to even come your way. The luck doesn't just happen randomly. You create the conditions for it. People fail to understand this truth. If you genuinely believe in yourself, if you have that voice inside your head telling you, you have talent, you can do this, then trust that voice. Forget about motivation. Forget about trying to feel motivated every single day. You need discipline instead of motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation isn't always there. Some days I feel ready to conquer the world and take on every challenge. But the truth is, most days I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel motivated. I don't want to get out of bed, and I sure don't feel like hitting the gym. But I do it anyway. Why? Because once I push through the first steps and get started, everything changes. It feels good once I'm in motion, but getting started is always the hardest part. The human body craves comfort. Our minds trick us into thinking we deserve a break, especially when we haven't had enough rest. You might think, I didn't sleep enough last night. I'm too tired. I deserve a rest day. But if you listen to that voice, you'll never get anywhere. Don't fall for it. Push yourself. Go the extra mile even when your body tells you to stop. That's where growth happens. The path to greatness. In today's world, it's easier than ever to become great because so many people are weak. Most people don't want to push themselves. They don't want to find that extra gear that makes all the difference. Why? Because it's hard, it's uncomfortable, it's lonely, it's miserable, and it's easy to give up. Giving up is the simplest choice you can make in life. I'm done. I'm not going to the gym today. I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like trying anymore. Those thoughts come up all the time. It's the easiest thing in the world to quit. But what's hard is doing the opposite. It's about waking up every day, even when you feel like you've made no progress, even when you don't see any immediate rewards, and saying, I'm going to keep going. Yesterday, I gave everything I had and nothing changed. But today, I'm going to give even more. That is the hardest part. Showing up day after day, giving your all, even when it seems like it's not getting you anywhere. It's a grind. It's mentally and emotionally exhausting, but it's worth it. So ask yourself, how badly do you want this? How much do you want to succeed? If your desire to succeed is as strong as your need to breathe, sleep, or live, then we can talk. But most people don't want it that badly, and that's why they'll never be successful. That's why they'll never get to where they want to go. They might ask, how did you get to where you are? How did you make it? The truth is, I did it by being relentless. I did it by committing every single day, even when it felt like nothing was happening. It's you versus you. There are no shortcuts in life. It's not you against the world. It's you against you. If you don't understand that, then you're in for a world of hurt. Your biggest battle is with yourself, and once you realize that, your whole perspective on life will change. You wake up and the first thing you need to do is get to work. Your mind needs to be engaged, ready for action. No one wants to do this. No one. And that's okay. I don't blame anyone for wanting to rest or avoid doing the hard work. It's hard to stay focused, to stay disciplined. But what happens when you're 70, 80, or 90 years old, lying in a hospital bed, reflecting on your life and realizing that you didn't live up to your potential? That's when the regret sets in. That's when you realize that you didn't give it your all, that you didn't chase your dreams as hard as you could have. You might have lived a good life, but there will always be a part of you that feels empty. That's the feeling of unfulfilled potential. The life you want to live is on the other side of a few difficult conversations. The life you want requires you to face your fears and tackle them head on. If you're living a life you hate, it's likely because you're avoiding the conversations and decisions that could lead to a better life. You're avoiding the hard truths. Don't let that be your reality. The cycle of hard times. Hard times create strong people. Strong people create good times. Good times lead to complacency and laziness. And lazy people create hard times. We're currently surrounded by soft people living in difficult times. People don't understand that this cycle is real, and it's only when we face hardships that we learn to grow and become strong. This is a cycle that repeats itself throughout history. But it's up to you to decide whether you're going to be strong in hard times or weak in good times. Every boy at some point realizes that no one is coming to save him. This is the moment when he becomes a man. It's when he learns that he is responsible for his own future and that no one else is going to hand him success. Unfortunately, some boys never reach this realization. They stay stuck in a mindset of entitlement, waiting for someone else to take care of them. These are the people who never grow up. They remain children forever. Harnessing your inner monster. You should be a monster, not in the literal sense, but in the way you approach your goals and your dreams. Be ruthlessly ambitious. Develop a hunger for success that's unquenchable. But it doesn't stop there. Once you have that ambition, you must learn how to control it. You can't let it run wild. Focus it. Channel it into something productive. This is the key to unlocking your potential. There's an old saying that goes, "It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war." No matter how good you are at something, if you don't have discipline, it won't matter. Discipline is what keeps you grounded. Discipline is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Discipline means doing the things you don't want to do, but doing them with the mindset that you love it. That's the difference between winners and losers. Setbacks are part of the process. Setbacks are inevitable. Everyone faces them. No one is immune. But here's the thing. Setbacks don't define you. Feeling down doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you are bad. It doesn't mean that you can't take action to improve. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that one setback means you should quit. The reality is, nothing changes unless you change. If you want things to improve, you have to get back to work. Stop listening to the voices in your head telling you to quit. Stop seeking comfort in distractions like podcasts or social media. Cut out the noise and focus on what matters. The power of your story. One of the most powerful mental frames that has helped me push through the hardest times is this. This will be the story I tell one day. The harder it is, the bigger the challenge, the more epic the story will be. And by extension, the more epic the hero. Fear is often tied to the idea of not reaching your potential. It's not the fear of failure, but the fear of never knowing how far you could go if you just kept pushing. Stay focused, stay committed. It's time to get serious. It's time to make the hard decision. Forget about the distractions, the clubs, the parties, the need to fit in. Forget about trying to be popular or socializing just to feel included. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, it requires focus. Why are you always at the basketball court practicing while others are partying? Why do you study late at night when everyone else is out having fun? Because you're focused, you're building your future, and you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get there. Support yourself first. People only root for those who don't need support. It's the truth. During your journey, when you're grinding and not yet successful, you'll feel like you're on your own. Your friends might not understand your journey, and the people you want to connect with may not be accessible yet. But that's okay. The moment you achieve success, people will start praising you. But by then, you won't need their support. You will have already supported yourself. Life isn't fair, so what? Life isn't fair, and that's the reality. You can spend all your energy complaining about how unfair it is, or you can decide to do something about it. You can't wait for a miracle to change your life. No one is coming to save you, and no one is going to make you someone special. The only thing that matters is your mentality. You have to adopt the mindset that you're an underdog, no matter how successful you are. You have to think, I haven't arrived yet. I haven't made it. I'm still working my way to the top. This mentality is what keeps you grounded and hungry for success. Embrace the struggle. There will come a day when mediocrity will disgust you. You'll look around and see people who had less talent than you growing up, and yet they're achieving things you haven't. That day is coming for you. Whether it strikes you on the sports field, after your 5th job rejection, or when you realize you've been stuck in a rut for too long, it will happen. That moment when being average is no longer acceptable. You'll rise up, create something new, and begin the work you've always known was inside of you. The potential was always there. You just needed the right spark to ignite it. Take responsibility for your life. Responsibility is the key to unlocking your power. When you point the blame at others, whether it's your family, the government, or your circumstances, you give away your power. But when you take responsibility, even for things that aren't directly your fault, you reclaim that power. You are in control of your future. If you have the mindset that nothing can hurt you, that's when true growth happens. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.